90 True Light Tapes by popular demand. Our master teacher and spiritual guide, Sayyid Al-Imam Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi, has for your listening pleasure and enlightenment a series of over 90 True Light tapes covering such topics as why use the books of the New Testament, is Allah's name Jehovah, the 200 fallen angels, which Jesus do you follow, and much, much more. Also write or ask for a list of the most dynamic books in history, authored by the world-renowned scholar Sayyid Al-Imam Isa Al-Hadi Al-Mahdi. May Allah protect him. We will now continue with our broadcast.
When the Mormons said it about black people for centuries, it was okay. The Mormons were saying the same thing I'm saying, only they wasn't using no scriptural facts. They were saying the curse is on black people, and we got big lips because when we found out we had a curse, we stuck our lips out, our head napped up. Oh, but read the Mormon doctrine. They were saying it about us. But now the truth is in.
Okay. Now you said about the blonde hair and the blue eyes. All white people don't have all that.
That's right, because they told Abraham, do not mix your seed with the Canaanites. The children of Israel mixed their blood in with these tribes. You today are mixing them, not you per se, but black people today are going to the village, seeking out these people and marrying and mixing and destroying our genes. The Holy Quran teaches us that Allah made us into tribes and He made us into families that we may yarafuna. We may know all about each other. He never intended us to mix our seeds. If He did, He wouldn't have made people in various hues and colors. He made us in various hues and colors. He intended for us to mix. We mix our seeds with them. They spend fortunes trying to make white women attractive to black men, so we'll go integrate with them so they can absorb from us. One of their white brothers made a big mistake on television just this week. He admitted that y'all are superior. That's why they're on his case, not for what he said. What they're mad about is the fact that he said that y'all are superior. He said white people will never be able to match blacks scholastically. That's why the whites are mad at him. That's why he got fired, because he didn't say nothing. He told the truth. Black men have stronger legs because they were bred to be slaves. White men cannot compete. White people got mad about that. You understand? The white man makes his own mistakes. He said we're superior. Now, blacks are going to try to make us equal, where the white man himself is saying blacks are superior. You're going to find Negroes get up and say, no, there's no difference between whites and blacks. How come we play better than them, we box better than them, we run faster, we jump higher than them, we sing better than them, we dance better than them, we move better than them, we think better than them, and we care about each other more than they do? How are you going to tell me two animals are the same when one animal's out killing people, destroying people, spreading diseases, and another animal is being killed, being destroyed, and getting that disease? And then you're going to say they're the same? You can put a panther with a tiger will whip a panther to death. Both of them are cats. Only the panther's black. He may stand something like 3 feet off the ground. A tiger stands almost like 4 feet off the ground. The white man is like a leopard. In the Bible they describe him like a leopard in Revelations. They're like a panther, black and beautiful. If you think you can beat the white man, you're fooling yourself. Go ahead.
Okay. Now about the veils with the Muslim women. Why is that necessary from Adam and Eve?
Let's go back and find out, did it come from Muslim women first of all? And Genesis says that it didn't come from us.
Refer to the book of Genesis 24:65.
Genesis says it comes from the Jews or the Israelites, and Jesus got his teaching from the Israelites, so it came from y'all, not us. The thing is that the veil came out of the tribes of Judah. The word Judah is where they got the land Judea. The land Judea is where they got the word Jews. The veil did not come from Islam. Stop blaming it on us. These are laws that you people had, not us. Harems did not come from us. Y'all had them. Abraham had 3 wives. Solomon had 200 wives. Stop trying to make the Prophet Muhammad responsible for some of y'all's things. These are things that you Christians and you Jews came up, and only because we obey the scriptures more than you do we follow them. Y'all just refuse to follow them. We do. So in your Bible, the veil comes from you. A harem, many wives. Polygamy comes from you, not from us. You understand? And people are blaming us for y'all's laws. You know what they say? Why do Muslims have so many wives? Why do Muslim women have to cover their faces? These are not Muslim laws. These are Hebraic laws. These are Judaic laws. These are Christian laws. And we want to ask y'all, why did y'all get us into this mess and get our women wearing the veils and get us with all of these wives and then turn on us and ask us why we do it? That's the question that should be asked. Y'all got us doing it, and then y'all turn on us and ask us why we do it. We got it from you.
Okay.
Consider ourselves followers of Abraham. You got us mixed up with the Sunni Muslims. We consider ourselves Islamic Hebrews. We follow all the scriptures. We do. That's why our women wear the veil. We don't wear the veil because it's enjoined in the Quran only. We wear the veil because it's the law of Abraham all the way down.
Okay. Okay.
Now, why don't you wear a veil if you follow the law of the scriptures?
Well, good question.
Yeah, because it didn't come from us. I watched that program with Donahue the other day. You remember that? Did y'all see that program? I loved it. They was talking about the veil. Couldn't do nothing about it. They had a selected audience, a selected panel. The devil is so shrewd, he had it all fixed up. Had some radical Muslims jumping up and down, acting crazy. Try to call through so you could ask questions. They never let you through. They never let it in. Had no choice but to sit there and tolerate the devil manipulating us and pulling that same old game.
Hello, that's my first time here. I want to ask you a question about where does the white man comes from? I mean, I looked in Channel 13, there was a thing about the evolution of man, where man comes from the apes. But I know as a people that we will come from Allah. Allah made us from black mud.
The white man did come from an ape.
That's what I'm.
No problem. I ain't got no problem. He did. He is an ape. We're not. You know where he makes his mistake, brother? He says that they were cavemen, right?
Yeah, we're not from caves.
Let me make something clear. Then he said that you came from a monkey, correct?
Yes.
I asked them to show me what monkey lives in caves. Monkeys don't live in caves. Where did they get that from? And they be elaborating on this in the university like it's something heavy. You know, man came from the ape. You know, he was a caveman. But now wait a minute. If you was an ape, then you lived in a tree. If you was a caveman, you lived in a cave. Now, he is a monkey who lives in a cave. However, there also are monkeys who live in trees. You understand?
Yes.
When he came down out of the tree, he went into the caves. This don't have nothing to do with us. The only part we played on this is we were watching them.
But we the one who taught them.
That's right. Abraham went up into the mountains and taught them.
Because an ape could not walk unless you saw someone walking.
That's right. We taught them everything they knew. We civilized them. Don't let anyone call you civilized. That's an insult. When a white man says the black man is civilized, he's insulting you. Because that means in order for you to be civilized, you must have been a barbaric or a savage, and you've been made civil. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
We are not civilized, we are civilizers. There's a difference.
You mentioned that when a bride should come to her groom, she should come in purity, meaning that she is a virgin. What about the man? Well, how is this that a man can have multiple wives then?
First of all and foremost, a man doesn't have virginity because a man doesn't have a hymen that can be broken. The reason why virginity is ascribed to women and not men in the scriptures is because a woman has a hymen.
Okay.
All right, you follow?
What does that have to do with purity?
I beg your pardon?
What does that have to do with purity?
Because the word they use in the scriptures in those translations for virginity we find in the 33rd Proverbs, where Samuel is getting instructed by his mother, and they make purity and virginity synonymous. When in reality, purification, tahara, in the scriptures has nothing to do with virginity whatsoever. It has to do with the breaking of the hymen. That is bad translation that has done that. And as far as making polygamy lawful, polygamy is made lawful in the books of Leviticus.
Refer to the book of Leviticus 15:19.
When it speaks about a woman being unclean for 7 days when she is on her menstruation. The man has one wife and he follows the books of Leviticus, and while that woman becomes unclean for 7 days, he has no one to cook or clean or take care of her. Thus, in Genesis, the prophet Abraham ﷺ had what they referred to as a maidservant whose name was Hagar, who came from Egypt. And then when he found out that his wife Sarah was barren and couldn't have children, he went in unto this maidservant and made her his wife, you follow, and gave birth to the son Ishmael.
Refer to the book of Genesis, chapter 16.
The scripture by the laws are telling man that it is necessary to be polygamous. Now, in the Western world society, or in a community like our own, where we have certain laws set up, where the women are provided for, the men are provided for, if your wife is unclean, someone else does the cooking, then it doesn't become necessary. But in any other society of Islamic or Judaic or true Christian practices, polygamy would be necessary. The Christians have no point of view whatsoever on marriage and divorce, because the man who they ascribed to, Jesus the Messiah, never got married and didn't lay down laws on marriage, divorce, polygamy, cleanliness, etc. You follow? Because he spoke predominantly a spiritual doctrine, not a physical doctrine, assuming that his followers were followers of Moses, like he said in the book of St. John. The law came from Moses, but grace and truth came from him. So he assumed that they were following the laws of Moses, and in following the laws of Moses would be subject to follow the book of Leviticus, which has the law on polygamy in it. And he called them followers of Abraham, and being followers of Abraham, Abraham himself, as you know, had 3 wives, Sarah, Hagar, and Keturah. So therefore Jesus expected his followers to follow Moses and Abraham. Moses had 2 wives, Abraham had 3 wives, and Solomon had 200 wives. So what happens in the Western world is people tend to ascribe or attribute polygamy to Islam, and that's not true. Polygamy did not start with the Muslim world, nor did harems, and nor multiple wives, living all that, and the veil, the wearing of the face veil.
I'm really trying to find the woman's place in all of this.
Okay, the woman's place is in the 31st Proverbs in the Bible. If you read the 31st Proverbs, you'll get the whole story of a woman's place right there. Now, if you want to take the time to read it, it'll tell you about the woman's place. As far as her dress code,
refer to the book of Genesis 38:14.
where Rebecca has to pull her face veil over her face when she sees Isaac coming in the field. This is way before, thousands of years before the birth of our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what people are calling Islam today. And the same thing applies to polygamy or more than one wife. This goes back to Abraham, way back to Genesis, thousands of years before Muhammad. Thus, the laws of faith covering, the laws on polygamy, more than one wife, are not founded in the Islamic religion as they call it today. It is founded in the Torah or an ancient Judaic and Hebraic teachings of which Jesus ascribed to. Okay? So thus, again, virginity is not based on washing. Virginity is based on a woman's hymen. The Almighty did not make mistakes. If he did, he wouldn't have saw Abraham as a man qualified to go down to the land of Sodom as a symbol of righteousness. You see, he chose Abraham to go down to the land of Sodom as a symbol of righteousness after Abraham had already had a second wife named Hagar and a son. So the Almighty who chose him did not see anything about his polygamous system as unrighteous, because he still commanded Abraham to be a prophet after that, as well as Moses. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, you just answered my question. I was wanting to ask you about the Canaanite woman, about how she became healed. And I know that all white people is the devil. How can the devil be healed?
Who healed her?
The white woman.
No, who healed her?
Did Jesus heal her?
No, he didn't. If you look at Matthew, you talk about Matthew chapter 15, right?
Yeah.
Jesus didn't heal that woman. That woman healed herself. Jesus would not touch that woman.
How can devils be healed?
Huh?
How can devils be healed?
Because they're talking about insanity and a possession of demons. In the Quran, they speak about the devil in 2 different forms. One is that he's a man, and one is that he's a jinn. So they can not only be a wicked person, they can go off and start becoming serial killers and massacre people. Don't you see the rash of demonology on television now?
So what you're saying, she just cooled down?
No, the devil as a demon force can be exorcised out of a white person. That will not stop them from being wicked by nature. Watch what the woman says. My daughter is what?
Grievously vexed with a devil.
Vexed means angry. She's acting unruly. So you got some white people who walk around and they say, good evening. There's a certain kind of devil. He says, all black people are not bad. There are some intelligent black people. I have a friend that's black. He's not a troublemaker. No, it's not true that all black people are drug addicts. All black people are not on welfare. No, some of them are trying to be good Americans. all these tricky statements. Then you got the other ones that says, burn the niggas. Burn all the niggas. And the Puerto Ricans with them. And add in the Chinese. Burn everybody who's not black. Get them all. That's another kind of demon. There's certain demons that are uncontrollable and certain ones that walk up to you and pretend they're your friend.
With Adam in the garden in Eden, the serpent went not to Adam but to Eve. Why was that? How come he didn't go to Adam? And is that pertaining to today in this world's life when the devil deals with the black man? He might go around to his women.
That's right. It's very close. The same thing. You know why he wouldn't go to Adam? Huh?
No.
Because Adam had been informed. Who was it that the Almighty was speaking to when he told him not to go near the tree? Adam was the one the Almighty spoke to from the beginning of Genesis, not to Eve.
The devil knew that he can go to the woman and get her quicker than he can get at him. Just like the devil knows now, if he keeps giving black women jobs making more money than you, that she will castrate you. He knows this. He's raising our women up above us in every walk of the business. Are there more male groups out or more female groups now?
More female.
More male vocalists or more female?
Female.
What is all the clothes catering to now?
Female.
What are all the jobs opening up for now?
Female.
You see what he's doing?
Yeah.
He is taking Eve again, and he is deceiving Eve by giving her the wealth. And she'll deliver Adam. He knows if he gets the woman, she'll deliver Adam. Black women are running out marrying white men. Because white men have the money. They say, he'll take care of me. He'll take care of my kids. He'll see that my kids go to college. He'll see they have a future. Yeah, but that's only because the white man took everything from you. If you had it, you would have did the same thing. She can't see it that way. She has to see for tomorrow. That's all part of the devil's plan. So right now, he has the woman in front of the tree again, and he's doing it all over again.
Okay, and with the 144,000 in the Crystal City in the year 2000, what will be happening while they're in Crystal City? What will be going on Earth at that time? Or will there be an Earth?
Yes, there'll be an Earth. And that's what they call in the book, in Revelation, tribulation period.
Okay.
That's what they're talking about when they say, number 9, and the 5th angel sounded, and I saw a star fall from heaven upon the earth, and to him was given the key of the bottomless pit. That's the incident we talked about, Revelation chapter 9. There's that same angel with that same power, all right? And he opened the bottomless pit, and there rose a smoke out of the pit, as the smoke of a great furnace, and the sun and the air was darkened by reason of the smoke of the pit. Remember, John is way back 2,000 years ago. This is the year 96 of the 2,000 years, and he's in prison and he's seeing a vision. In his vision, he sees an angel and a star. This star hits the earth, and a gust of smoke comes out of the earth. He's looking at a bomb. He doesn't know what a bomb is. There was no bombs in his time. There was no airplanes in his time. There was no armies that he knew of in his time, other than armies that fought by chariots because he saw the Romans fight. All right? So watch how he goes on. And there came out of the smoke locusts upon the earth, and unto them was given the power of scorpions of the earth have power. He sees locusts after the smoke, and this big thing hits the earth, which he calls a star, which caused this big gust of smoke from the bottom of the pit, which they all thought that hell was in the center of the earth back then. He said now he sees locusts. What is unique about these locusts? It'll tell you. It says, and it was commanded them. These locusts were being commanded. Locusts do not get commanded. Locusts fly out of instinct, like any other insect. There was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither the green thing, neither any tree, but only men that have not the seal of Allah in their foreheads. You see that? These locusts were set forth and given a command to destroy everybody on earth, not the trees. We're talking about a neutron bomb. A bomb that does not destroy houses and trees, but only living things. Only human beings and animals and things like that is what he's talking about. He didn't know what the neutron bomb was. They didn't even have it back in the early 1940s when the Jehovah's Witness and the Seventh-day Adventists was being founded, so you won't find an understanding of it in any of their books. Because they didn't wait until the prophecy was fulfilled. Everybody launched forth with these new churches of lies. Where are we?
Chapter 4, verse 4.
4. And it was commanded them that they should not hurt the grass of the earth, neither any green thing, neither any tree, but only those men which have not the seal of Allah. Only those men who are not Abdullah. And don't think because a person calls themselves a Muslim that they have the seal. They don't. They have a seal on their heart. They are summun, bukmun, ummun. They're deaf, dumb, and blind. They are the ones that are perpetrators of the most confusion in Islam, the so-called Arab world, because they don't want to read all the scriptures. They don't want to dress in the white garb. They want to live by the wrong laws. Watch them. They are the devil's children also. It says, and to them it was given, meaning the locusts, that they should not kill them, but that they should torment 5 months. That's the radiation fallout. And their torment was as the torment of a scorpion when it strikes a man. You know about a scorpion. When he strikes a man goes into convulsions, he gets boils, he sweats, and he eventually dies. Just like radiation. But John did not know what radiation was, remember. He had explained things as he understood them. And in those days shall man seek death and shall not find it. He was telling us that was future. In those days. Not now. In those days, men are going to seek death and shall not find it, and shall desire to die, and death shall flee from them. When that bomb strikes on earth, now he's asking what happens while the 144,000 are with the Lamb. Under that on earth, this is happening. Armageddon is breaking loose. World wars are breaking loose while they're being prepared to come forth and untangle all that mess. Number 7. And the shape of the locust, and this is a cue that these are not regular locusts. And the shape of the locust were like unto horses prepared for battle. These locusts do not fly in formation. You understand that?
Yeah, okay.
These here locusts were flying like horses prepared to battle. They were lined up and flying in formation like jets. He's going to make it even clearer that he's talking about jets. It says, and on their heads were the crowns like gold. He saw the light of the sun reflecting off their metal. And their faces were the faces of men. Because when you look at a plane at the front, it looks like it has 2 eyes and a mouth. He didn't know what he was looking at. And they had hair, the hair of women. And they had teeth, and the teeth were the teeth of lions, because the tiger fighters used to draw faces with teeth on their planes.
Okay, yeah, okay.
So he saw this. He's looking at this, saw these things flying. They had metal on them. They were flying in formation. They were sending out stings upon the earth. And he was like, what is this? So he said, it must be locusts, because locusts was the thing that in the Middle East they dreaded most. When locusts came, that was the end of all your crops. So locusts was like the devil in the East. Number 9. And they had, here's the key, they had breastplates as it were of iron. That meant, as it were, meant he was in doubt. Of iron. He saw locusts with breastplates on? No, he saw airplanes. The breastplates are iron. He's looking up and seeing metal locusts flying in formation, spitting out fire. You see that? And all this happened after a bomb hit the earth. This is the world war that's about to come right now. This was written before it happened. Where are we?
9. The sound of the wings was as the sound of chariots of many horses running into battle.
And when you heard the sounds of the wings of these locusts, they wasn't like the buzzing sound of locusts. They sound like the noise of chariots, which were the engines of planes. Like the plane they call wings, or the Concorde that make so much noise they don't even want it to land. John didn't know what they were. He heard them, they sound like the wheels of a chariot running. And you know what that sounds like? The engines of a plane.
And they had tails like unto scorpions, and there were stings in their tails, and their power was to hurt men 5 months.
If you check radiation fallout, it's 5 months. They saw things coming from, they saw these planes. You ever see the back of a plane, this thing is sticking up?
Yeah.
That's what they thought was the tail of a scorpion. They didn't know what that was. Go ahead.
And they had a king over them.
Now these scorpions had a king. Come on. And who is the king that's over him?
Says, which is the angel of the bottomless pit.
Who is the angel of the bottomless pit? Iblis, who is the angel was cast out of heaven, who battled against Michael. And he's the angel of the bottomless pit. Iblis, Satan, the dragon, the beast, which I read before. He was the one who was ruling over these locusts. They're going to give you names for him, whose name in Hebrew tongue is Abaddon. Abba means father of doom, Abaddon. And Apollyon means the source of destruction in Greek. They give you 2 names, Hebrew and Greek. That means that this book of Revelation was not revealed in Hebrew and Greek. Because if it was, then they wouldn't have to translate from Hebrew and Greek. You understand? If the book was in Hebrew and Greek, why am I giving you references to the 2 languages?
You're right. You're right.
It must have been in another language, which is Arabic. Go ahead.
1 woe was past, and behold, there come 2 woes more hereafter.
We had the First World War, the Second World War, and now we're getting ready to go into the what?
Third.
The third world. He said, 2 of them are gone. Y'all got 1 more coming, and that's the war of the world. And you're getting ready for that right now. You're not getting ready for it. Whitey is. That's why they're snatching their money out the stock market now. And it's going to get way out of hand. And the out of countries are going to suffer because they're too ignorant to see it, because they don't read the scriptures, they don't see the prophecies. They're going to suffer. They're going to go through famines and die because they're not smart enough to see where to be. You know the best place to be when that happens?
Tabernacle of the Most High.
Right. Right in America.
The Canaanites and his society. This series will enlighten you to facts concerning the so-called evolution. It will also give you detailed information never revealed before on the origin of today's pale man.